to Worlds. And that would be a shocking disappointment for a team that achieved so much in the last year.
But judging from the current performance and this split Origin have had as a team,
not a surprise.
I wouldn't want them to go to Worlds and represent Europe. I think that would be a difficult thing for Origin to pull off. Anyhow, this game is starting. Pick and ban phase. Malzahar ban again for Fnatic, so clearly they have not practiced the champion enough and they do not want to face the champion. Karma is available as a potential first pick in this situation. It's been obviously something we've considered. Trundle was good from sprattel, had a good Trundle game. It is very hard to impress a whole lot on Trundle support.
Those trophy mechanics are ice pillar mechanics, man. Super good.
And you click your ulti on this guy.
Well, Schalke in the game 1 banned Irelia, Karma, Olaf. They will ban Karma this time around, so Irelia and Olaf are up. Don't know if that's first pick worthy.
We know both top lanes like Irelia, for sure. Trundle is there as a potential first pick otherwise. Wasn't anything else super contested between the two teams. So again, we are in a meta right now, guys, where there are no clear-cut first picks. Like, there's so many choices. It used to be like, oh, Vladimir, first pick. No, he got nerfed. Okay, then Ryze. First pick Ryze. Nah, he also got nerfed. So there's just a lot of champions who are very close to each other. And it's all about the composition you want to play in this game and the preference of each specific team. So like Schalke loves to play like Trundle because of the way it also like blocks certain other champions. So they like to first pick that. It doesn't mean Fnatic want to first pick Trundle at all.
Yeah, it also gives them the opportunity to flex it the whole time.
They're thinking for such a long time.
The last few seconds, Fnatic gonna take that Trundle gambit. Do the same thing. We know Kikis can play it. We know YellowStar can play it. Gives them the tools. Reminder, guys, at home, 6.13 is the patch we're playing on. It is not live, so it's not new Ryze. Also, Kanan is the only disabled champion from yesterday's bug.
Yeah, and if you're Schalke now, we know Trundle is good into Shivir. We know Shivir is good into Jhin, which means if you're Schalke, if you lock in Jhin here, you know Shivir is going to be the answer from Fnatic. If you lock in the Shivir, you know the Trundle is going to go support against it. So we might see MrRalleZ opt towards either Lucian or the Ashe. And I think Ashe is fantastic. I don't understand why certain teams ignore her. I think she's so good at forcing proactive moves in the mid game and also have fantastic late game damage.
So if Trundle is going to enable these different options that you can go into, does this give Fnatic an advantage in this pick and ban phase? Kind of knowing that there is this kind of rock, paper, scissors kind of results in terms of the type of champions they get locked in?
I would say, yeah, if Schalke are opting into some of these picks that could get countered, which they do with Shivir now. So that to me signals a Trundle support from YellowStar, but it's still obviously a flex choice. You don't really care about losing the rek'sai. Here you can still take Elise for Spirit in the jungle. If you want Gragas, if you want full-on team fighting, you can do that as well. But I think Elise would be a good choice, and then just have this Trundle. Keep him as the potential flex still. Don't show your top lane, don't show your support.
Don't reveal yet.
Don't reveal anything. Just go for your jungle pick here. Yeah, Lucian Elise would be a simple, fine combination. I think they are debating if they want to go for more team fight. Because the last game was just pure team fighting, honestly.
Yeah, it really was. It took a long time to get there, but when it did, it was just defined by those team fights. Vladimir not going to be available for Fox, but Viktor is. And that's something he's fallen back to a whole lot.
It is rare I see a pick and ban phase where teams are taking this long to decide what they want to play. Because there's so many things up in the air. Olaf was another jungler available. Doesn't have the speed up of Shivir or Karma though. So this is kind of Olaf on his own. But as I said before there, the teams are really thinking. What do we want to play? What do we need to be aware of? How can we move things around? I'm glad to see Fnatic at least pick the jungler and not show support. Braum is still available if YellowStar wants to play it again, but I want to see Trundle support here.
So what would that mean for Kikis? Depending on what Schalke lock, I assume?
Well, right now, I think Schalke should actually just go Viktor, because they can pick a blind and then save the pick for Steve in the end, meaning Fnatic has to reveal where Trundle is going and don't allow any sort of counter pick shenanigans. So I would love to see like just Viktor here, or Ryze if you want that as a blind pick, can also be a choice. I think this is really smart. And then you just pick your support now and you save the pick for Steve.
Well, seems to be the case. I think very clever decision making here from Schalke. Forcing Fnatic to reveal their hand, using the red side advantage. Viktor and Braum locked in. So now Fnatic have to opt into this. Let's say we're anticipating the Trundle support.
Could still go Gnar then for Kikis up in the top lane. Should be able to survive even the Irelia matchup, but it is risky, so it is obviously a tough one for Kikis with his pick. Shen is banned, who's always the safe choice normally. Irelia is open for Kikis too. I actually think he could just lock that in and should, yeah. I think that's smart.
Okay, so stealing away the movement speed. Very aggressive comp here from Fnatic. Lucian, Olaf, Trundle, irelia, they all kind of want to get in there, run at you, and they've got the zilean speed up for one person.
Yeah, true.
So there is a tiny, tiny bit of option. Not the greatest of engage here.
No. And will Steve take Jax and try and out-skill Kikis? Gangplank is another pick we've seen more and more, especially in LCK as a top lane pick. Steve is an old Gangplank player. He's been using it in the past. But Irelia is tricky because even in matchups for her, like there are very few matchups that are really bad for Irelia. She can do well in almost everything, which is why I think it was the correct choice from Fnatic to pick it.
She's just a bully.
She's a bit of a bully.
She's just a bully.
She's definitely a bit of a bully.
Impose her will. Yesterday, Nif had said if they wanted to get around the risk of scaling from opponents, Jax was often the answer. Gangplank does something similar. Timer runs out. It will be locked in. So Gangplank into Irelia. You've got some global pressure.
Like that pick.
Tell me why.
Well, I don't like the matchup. I think Gangplank really can struggle against Irelia. He can't win the early trades as effective as he wants to. But Gangplank overall is a very solid champion because his ulti is fantastic. It is super impactful in a meta where teleports are 4.5 seconds. Anything you can get down in the start of that fight before the TP completes can already win you the fight before the TP actually managed to complete. But I think this is a super risky matchup for Steve. He's squishy. He's not going to win the trades early. And you add in an Olaf, and then Fnatic can dive this Gangplank. And I think Fnatic can put a lot of focus around it. And also Fnatic have the Trundle, which is a counter pick to both Braum and Shivir. So right now, Fnatic have some really good lane setups if they get standard lanes.
So important to take advantage of the strengths of the composition. Coaches meet in the middle of the stage. Nif and Dalo for the last game here on EU LCS 2. Let's see if Fnatic can grab themselves a point and maintain control of second place. Or will they be tied up with Splice by going 0-2 FNC win or S04 win? S04 win. That's who you should be voting for on Twitter.
And again, Fnatic with standard lanes will be fantastic for them. Gangplank is great in lane swaps though, so that's an even better thing if Fnatic gets the lane swap, also gets the standard lanes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the cheers. Unfortunately, there is a
Save
quick
them,
pause.
guys. You're wasting your claps.
Save the claps. Save the
This
thunder
guy didn't
sticks.
get it. He's clapped even more.
We'll get a few more up there in a moment.
Get security up here.
Deficio, game one of this series, Fnatic had a very good early to mid game, right? First sort of 15 to 20 minutes. It was slow, it was controlled, but it was very safe and they didn't make many mistakes. Do you think it was good considering the composition? And the reason I say that,
Yes.
can they afford to do the same now or should they play more aggressive with the stronger advantages they have?
I mean, they slowly but surely got the advantage they needed. They got a goal lead, they got all auto turrets down, they got 2 dragons. All they had to do was execute around the Baron, and it would have been a perfect game, and we were talking about how great Fnatic played that early to mid game. But when you then make that crucial mistake around the Baron, that's obviously where you have your issues, and you give the other team a chance with a very good late game composition to come back into the game.
Well, giving Schalke a chance, that's what Fnatic did, and that's what allowed Schalke to win. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your claps this time round as we load up into game for Fnatic taking on Schalke 04. All right, this time around, Schalke over on the red side, lane swap. Gangplank could do very well, and we know that Irelias can struggle in that position. Flash teleport on Febiven Zilean versus the flash heal on Viktor from Fox.
They're very standard, no surprises in terms of summoner spells. But as you said, so much comes down to this lane swap here. If Fnatic gets the standard lanes and can play around topside with Kikis, he can get a massive advantage in this game here. Fnatic will have a good time in the bottom lane as well with the Trundle Lucian. Should see Schalke kind of bait their being on bottom side and then move AD carry support to top, unless they're doing the double mind games. Be like, aha, you think we're going to lane swaps, that means we're going to stay bot lane. I actually think that's what's happening. And now Fnatic are like, oh, Schalke, yeah, sure, they're going to swap top. And they're going to run top lane and find themselves in a lane swap.
It's just the way it works.
Not in favor of Fnatic.
You think you know, but I know you think I know.
It's a problem when you have to roll the dice with lane swaps and you don't invade. But invading on a braum is very risky. So Fnatic didn't want to do anything too crazy. Schalke now, they're ready for the lane swap.
Yeah, especially because, as you mentioned, losing game one of a series, the way that happened, you lose 2 points. That's a great way, or great analogy
Thank you,
for
Trevor.
the series. I like it, you know, it was inspired.
You like my analogies, you like my lines.
I do.
You steal some of them.
You know, if it was a
Move
witty
on,
line,
Trevor, move on, I don't want to talk about it.
if it was a witty line, I would have liked it. I would have felt bad, but it's not. It's not original. Calling you out.
It was literally good enough for you to use it.
So we're into the lane swap. And the most important thing about this,
You know, Crepo actually tilted me right now because he came up here and he made fun of the way I'm standing during cast sometimes.
Why?
So now I don't know how to stand.
Well, we'll have to try to get a camera on that so it makes sense. Sprattel actually steals away the big raptor. That'll make Spirit even more sad. We'll see if it affects his gameplay.
I lost that one camp, man. Don't know what to do now. I'm lost on the map. Everything else, zilean is a pick we've seen often against Viktor, and this is the new old lane swap camp we have, which we have shown a few times.
The new old?
Well, I mean, because now it is kind of old because we had it for a few weeks, but it's still new.
Still newish, yeah, because it's only like this split, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Infernal Drake is up, by the way, so you know these first stages of the lane swap, I'm expecting to be very, you know, by the books. And then it's the next steps that matter.
Yeah, this means it's not all bad for Fnatic with the lane swap, because when you have Infernal Drake first, if you swap to top side, we talked about it quite a few times, you take that top tower, you then swap to bottom lane, take the bottom tower, you can then take Infernal Drake in these swaps. We saw some trading in the mid lane before. Not a whole lot happening other than Febiven does have teleport and can just go back to base and return to lane.
Okay, so looking at top laners, seems to be about even. Kikis will be able to get a couple extra CS already. It looks like Steve will be doing the same. Where are the duos starting to make their way to lane? So no real advantages that I can glean just yet.
Almost dead even. In terms of overall tempo here, means Schalke might be able to prevent Fnatic from rushing that bot tower and then taking Dragon. That's kind of always the thing stopping it. If you're slightly ahead yourself, or at least completely even in the lane swap, it's suddenly risky for the other team to walk in and take that Dragon, because your top laner will always get sacrificed.
Yeah.
And if you are Fnatic, you need this Irelia to win this lane. Schalke in this game wants to team fight and team fight and team fight and team fight and team fight. And Fnatic are the team who actually has now a split pusher.
Good damage there from Febiven. And with Fnatic and the split pusher, I mean, is there an answer from Schalke? Is it just Steve sitting at a tower using those barrels to wave clear?
More or less. You have to always remember with gangplank, when you have his ulti, gangplank's ulti in professional play is huge, because you can trade objectives very effectively. If you like build up a big wave in one lane and you push it in to take tower, the other team normally wants to mirror that. Gangplank ulti comes in, kills the entire wave, and suddenly you get a tower and they don't.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be effective right now. It is big in lane swaps once Gangplank gets his ulti, but in lane swaps as a top laner, he's obviously slightly behind in experience. Fnatic now are faster on this tower, much faster. That means they're gonna take the tower and go take Infernal Drake. Spirit is already around. I actually just wanna see him get ready to start it very soon once Rekkles and YellowStar moves in and picks it up with him.
Good sign for Fnatic as well, considering their composition.
It's perfect.
Wants to be skirmish heavy, wants to be in your faces. So, uncontested Dragon here. Lane swap play to, you know, what you expect. Step by step. Kikis will take the tower. I think Schalke will reply very quickly as well. We'll catch a glimpse of that HP in a moment.
Now, Steve, in this situation, if he thinks Schalke, so he thinks Fnatic is going to send Kikis to top side, he actually shouldn't push the wave.
Okay.
He should actually bounce it and freeze it to deny Kikis some farm. But he instantly pushed it out because he wanted to just try and maximize the CS he can get. This actually leaves the wave in a position where Kikis technically could walk in and pick it up. Fnatic are still sending a Lucian trundle to top side. I think right here you can actually put your top laner. It is slowly still pushing out though, so I think Fnatic are just gonna play it safe and not trying to maximize farm for Kikis. Because he's sitting bot lane right now, he's in heaven. He's like, oh, food everywhere, man. He's just He loves this.
Best situation for a lane swap top laner to be in. 17 CS level 4, Steve 12 CS level 3, but unfortunately Kikis has been forced to get pushed away. Pillar of Ice comes down from YellowStar, a chomp onto Steve. This is just going to be annoying for Steve as he continues to get zoned away. Parlay goes down, YellowStar doesn't care.
Oh, you can bring your gun to this fight. Here's a club. A massive one.
Pretty terrifying club as well.
Definitely.
Made of ice. Pretty chilly.
Yeah. You know there's an LPL player called Caveman? He's a support.
Does he play Trundle?
He actually used to play a lot of Trundle,
That
and
is
I loved it every
fantastic.
time. It's the small things in life, but man, whenever I saw that, I'm like, yeah, Caveman, you play that Trundle.
Which skins did he use?
Original Trundle.
see, I
Because
like
that is
that.
the Caveman build.
That
or
is
the Caveman
fantastic.
skin.
You know, the first time I got to cast Police, he used the Officer Caitlyn skin.
Ah,
And
man,
it's just, you know,
too good, man.
you
Too good.
can't write those things.
No, and
They're
then you
just-
cast SKT, and they do not even use the SKT skins.
I know. The only time Faker used a skin in competitive play was because somebody was warming up on the machine, testing it, and accidentally left it as the default skin. He was quite shaken up about that, by the way.
Yeah.
It was 2 and a bit years ago.
Didn't it happen a second time as well?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because technically he actually did it All-Star, used his own skin.
Wow,
But that
nice.
was for the kind of show match against Fnatic, because Fnatic was going to get stomped. If you guys, that's like 2 years ago now.
It's a long time
Man,
now.
we're getting old,
We
Trevor.
really are. So Rift Herald is picked up here by Fnatic.
Fnatic getting everything in the swap.
They
like,
got Dragon, they got Herald.
man, tempo advantage is so key still in swaps. Like they get the Infernal Drake from it, then the swap top that push out the top lane. And because Schalke are not able to like pressure their bot lane tier 2 tower, Fnatic can just leave the wave and go take Rift Herald and give it over. Really, really good start for them.
Thing is though, Steve has got a few extra CS and that wave is pushed into him. Approaching double now, 17 to 35. It's not a lot, and Gangplank needs way more to be scary.
And also about 3 waves are now slowly moving towards Kikis.
Right.
So he's obviously down now, but he got a Rift Herald. He's going to pick that up. So again, by Fnatic being that much faster in the swap originally, take that tower. Schalke were not able to like pressure bot lane tier 2 tower, stopping Fnatic from taking Rift Herald because then they would lose a tower for just a buff. Schalke therefore not able to do anything in this swap, and it is even in gold, but there are these hidden buffs in the Dragon and the Rift Herald, which does have quite some gold value for Fnatic.
And even more than just that, the invisible decision making. It's Fnatic that are dictating the tempo and on the front foot.
It is for now, but I want to see Spirit topside here. Because now Gilius can actually pressure Kikis down towards his tower and let Steve push this wave all the way out. They might even, because it's a level 6 gangplank, level 6 rek'sai, they might even be able to dive Kikis, which he's only level 4. But they don't know where Spirit is on the map.
Question, Cannon Barrage on the bottom lane or for a potential dive. Febiven's in trouble from the Chaos Storm. Double Bomb didn't stun Fox.
No, and now you can see Spirit is here, understanding that his top laner needs him. And therefore he's, just by him being around, is enough. Also, Febi was moving there, so Kikis gets all his farm, doesn't get all this denied. If he had lost all this, even just push away from tower, he would be almost out of the game. Like, he would be so far down. Now it's great for him, he gets to catch up. And as you said, Fnatic weren't able to push anything either because of the GP ulti.
Now, at what point does this kind of like slinging effect or spring effect of the top lane farm stop? When does it get interrupted? Because we've seen games where the top laners catch farm, push the wave out to the river, and then let it go to the opponent top laner, who catches the farm,
Right.
pushes it back, and it just keeps like trading these CS numbers back and forth.
So in a game like this, where mid lane is still pretty even, it won't stop. They'll just keep trading. But if one team takes over the mid lane, then your top laner doesn't have to surrender the wave once he's pushed it all the way down to the enemy tower. You can actually stay there and keep the pressure going, because then you have 2 lanes adjacent to each other with the control. So that's going to be the big turning point. If one team gets full advantage of mid, the top lane wave suddenly gets crashed into tower, and not only do you get to farm it, or you don't just get to farm it, suddenly you might actually get killed, because the enemy jungler comes up, the enemy support roams up, because they can roam through the mid lane. But for now though, they are fine just kind of pushing it. Now you get some, Steve, and now that ganking Kikis.
Kikis is in so much trouble. Kikis tries to turn it around. Steve's in trouble with HP. The knock-up on Kikis should be enough. Defensive flash away. And Febiven TP's in to save Kikis' life.
A really good setup from Schalke, because now they got a TP from Febiven and flash from Kikis. Despite not getting the kill, this suddenly allows the Viktor to get a bit more control in the mid lane because he can then push it in. I say that, and then Fnatic has already moved the AD carry support to mid. So actually Fnatic were in control of the play. They knew, okay, move it in here in case anything happens on top side. Because now mid lane control is everything that matters. So you can keep farming on the top side. You're not going to push the wave against, or push the tower against Viktor. But if you keep Viktor on the tower, then Steve can't overextend on his lane, and Kikis always gets his farm. And then Kikis is happy. And you never want to make your top lane unhappy.
No. Especially a top laner that has to kind of split push, or wants to split push to unlock the game.
Yeah, lane swap has definitely set Fnatic behind, not in gold, and not in terms of everything they've gotten on the map. They've actually been winning the lane swap, but just because their composition would have been so fantastic in standard lanes. This would not have been like even gold game had it been standard lanes.
Yeah.
But obviously, Schalke got the swap, but Fnatic got the advantage anyway, so they've actually just been outplaying Schalke right now.
And there may be some outplay potential. Cloud Drake, not exactly something you want to give your life up for at this point in time.
Next patch, however.
Yeah, next patch, not there yet. Still 6-13. And it looks like Fnatic will at least watch this one go down. Place the ward in the pit. RALZ will come up to give some help to Gilius and sprattel. Looking through the itemization really quick. Rekkles, serrated Dirk, BF Sword. Calls Hammer for RALZ, so no real surprises here.
No, and now Fnatic have multiple pushing lanes. Bot lane's been pushed in by Rekkles and YellowStar. With Spirit down here with them, they can actually get it all the way into tower, meaning Kikis now gets a lot of information on where the enemy team is because he saw the rek'sai bottom lane. So he can suddenly go aggressive as well. It's all about the information you have. Because this gangplank is squishy. Like he
look
can die.
At this, Kikis is going in. That's
such
first
a good
blood.
play. Everything right there comes down to Fnatic pushing down the bot lane, spotting the rek'sai on the bottom side, and then Kikis knows he can dive that gangplank. This is also why I don't like this matchup for GP. He's so squishy, and GP is not great in all ins.
Kikis is trying to run away with his life. I don't think that he can.
Well, Fnatic are pushing mid tower at the same time.
Kikis' life for tower. Can they get the tower? Taking a look in the middle. Oh, this is brave. Gilius is coming in and instantly gets jumped on.
Yeah,
the bombs come down, and Gilius gift wraps a kill.
Yeah, a little outplay from YellowStar, interrupting the tunnel with the pillar as well, but Schalke right here is getting ran around the map because MrRalleZ was still bot lane to push that one out after Fnatic has pushed it all the way in. Kikis and Fnatic, they know we have Irelia right now, stronger than the gangplank. She can dive. We just need to see the enemy jungler on the map. They see the jungler on bottom side, so they go for the dive. Now, look at your minimap. MrRalleZ needs to push this wave out, meaning the mid lane is now open because Schalke are sending two guys to the top lane. We don't care about the kill specifically. We care about what's happening on the map. And right here, Fnatic were able to play at minimum 2 lanes at once. And Schalke were just able to watch and react way too late to everything.
And that means Schalke are behind, again, once more. In game 1 to Fisio, when Fnatic got first blood, I quoted a stat. Fnatic were 11 wins, 1 loss when they got first blood. Then they lost the last game. So now they're 11 wins, 2 losses with Quickshot's useless stats of the day.
I like your math. I like how your brain is able to go 1 + 1 equals 2.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can deliver it at the same time. Like, I am impressed.
I didn't do the math in my head. I wrote it down, so.
You had to write it down.
There's one guy that likes that, so. That was for you. That was for, okay, 2, thank you.
Well, the other guy kind of just joined in because you gave the other guy attention.
They both get props. Okay?
I don't trust the other guy.
Bluetooth high five to LCS Studio.
There are 2 people in the crowd I don't trust. That guy who faked it, and the other guy who started clapping when we said he shouldn't clap.
I'm just disappointed the Pulsar fans left.
Because you overused it.
I killed it. They're here! They've just gone quiet.
Hiding in the back.
Okay. Yeah, I hope the crowd mics can pick it up. Because very excited fans. On the hunt thrown down, look at Spirit! Gets a time warp from Febiven and he just runs in at 1 mile a minute.
He has the Righteous Glory as well. It's the first item completed on Olaf, so he's gonna run fast. And now Gilius is going in.
He's flashed forward, caught YellowStar, double bomb stun. It's not going to be enough to kill YellowStar. Chrono Shift comes out. Febiven's going to buy some additional time for YellowStar. And Yellow just gets stunned up by the gravity field. Very good bomb. Here comes Kikis. Defensive flash away from MrRalleZ. The bomb picks up the AoE onto Gilius. Kikis isn't done just yet. Bomb onto Steve, plus an auto. The slow comes down. And Rekkles secures
the kill.
Fnatic
are outplaying Schalke again. This is turning into a little bit of a stomp now because Fnatic have such a good composition and putting more pressure on the map. And just, I'm not sure Schalke will ever have time to scale up with this Viktor and gangplank. Right now, Fnatic gets the fights they want. They have the early objectives. We're only 16 minutes in.
And the next dragon's Infernal as well.
Oh, it's even better.
Very good for Fnatic. Also very good because it means we're going to get a fight.
Well, if Schalke feel like they can fight it. So this is a setup in the jungle. Good zoning also from GP at first, kind of splitting up the fight quite a bit. They're not able to chase after Schalke. Then what happens after? Gilius thinks he can re-engage. MrRalleZ is behind him. The Viktor is down on the bottom side. He's not able to join. It's a double bomb again from Febi. And then it's just buying time here, buying time. Fantastic feeling of you getting back to life and then you get instant stun. Double bomb from Febi. Kikis gets into the fight. Bomb explodes and kills Gilius.
Febiven's been fantastic, by the way. We caught him in the mid lane.
He solo won that fight.
Fox was doing well to farm, but every single time we jumped into that mid lane, Febiven was landing bomb after bomb after bomb, and that's why you have a damage graph that looks like that.
And zilean is a fantastic team fighter in the mid game. Buying time, landing double bombs, great fight from Febi. I call him Febi now because we're very close friends. He doesn't know it yet, but we are.
Creepy.
A little bit of a stalker move, I'll take it. So I call you Trev.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I mean, that's my name.
No, Trevor's your name.
Well done.
Trevor is your name. Alright, I'm glad we established that 1 + 1 is 2, and your name is Trevor.
Yes. But you call me Trev, because we're close like that.
Sometimes.
We're close like that.
I read, by the way, on Twitter you had a nightmare.
I did. I dreamt Spellsy was yelling at me.
Spellsy's our stats guy.
The office. Yeah, he's our stats guy. And, you know, we get home at about like 1 a.m. on Thursday shows. Gilius is in trouble. Culling, gonna chunk him down. Not gonna be enough to kill him. But yeah, when I woke up this morning, I dreamt that our stats guy was yelling at me in the meetings, and he was saying that I hadn't delivered my stats like I was meant to.
But today we definitely did.
Yes, today we have.
We've been on point with the stats.
Today I think we overdid the stats. You know,
it was kind of part of the joke, but yeah.
We went in a bit hard.
Overdid it. Definitely did. I'm gonna find a stat now.
Okay, you do that while I say that Fnatic got their second Infernal Drake.
So Fnatic is a team in the European LCS getting the second most dragons overall. They're currently on, with these 2 dragons, and they got 4 dragons the last game, plus Elder Drake, so that's 5, that's 7. They're now on 68 dragons in total.
Wow.
The number 1 team is G2 at 65 before today's games, but they're playing right now. We're gonna assume they've gotten a few dragons. Otherwise, Fnatic is number 1. There you go, that's the stat.
So otherwise, they're number 1. Just exclude this other team that's playing right now. But I can dig it, I can dig it.
Yeah.
So what's the difference then between 2 and 3? Is there a big gap? Like, are the top 3 teams?
Third team on the list is Vitality with 58.
That's quite a big difference, 10 dragons.
Yeah, it is.
Look at us doing arithmetic on air.
Damn.
Booyah!
And we have number 1 and number 2 in the ULCS being G2 and Fnatic. Number 1, number 2 on dragons taken. And it's totally not because you're already winning the game you get more dragons. I'm going to say it's because you get the dragons you win the game.
All right, that makes sense.
I'm not going to make that statement seriously, because oftentimes you win the game and therefore you get the dragons. But
correlation or causation, right?
Can also be the other way around.
It's a debate that we have in the office a lot.
Yeah, except for one Drake, who we will not mention.
No, not anymore. 20 minutes on the clock. Baron will be coming up shortly, and Fnatic are setting up Vision. They can play the game all they want. Am I reading that right? The next dragon is Infernal. Are we on for a 3rd Fire Dragon?
Is it my birthday today? It's fantastic. We get Infernals. We get that one other guy.
We've also had a ton of Baron steals. I actually
We've
think
had
today,
too many Baron steals.
I actually think today more Barons have been stolen than secured safely.
Yes, I have on our stream.
I have no stats to verify that one. I wish I did. It was so much better.
Here on stream 2, we have had a ton of Baron steals. And it is exciting. We get to yell. But at the same time, it shouldn't happen. Yeah. Like, do not take these 50-50s. By the way, Kikis, can you stop killing Steve?
I feel like we're in the spring split again. Spirit is now diving under the tower. Kikis gets caught in the gravity field, taken down. Febiven did not use the chrono shift, instead saves it for Spirit. Now Febi and YellowStar running for their lives. Spirit gets knocked up by the unburrow. And Fnatic
Okay.
a little too eager on that dive.
Febiven with their prison strategy here, showing the new guy shouldn't feel too at home. Giving Spirit the ulti instead. It's about respect. It's about sending a message, Trevor, sometimes. This is what happened in the bottom lane. I feel like I said this in Champ Select. I do not like gangplank against irelia. Trace tried to do it over for Jin Air and LCK, and same thing happened. He got destroyed. Anyway, dive in mid. Kikis comes in. Okay. It's probably two members on top of each other, so he doesn't know. He just didn't get to ulti in time. I stand by my previous statement.
Yep.
On purpose.
On purpose. There we go. Calling Febby out, as you would call him. It's Febiven to me.
You guys are not close friends?
No, not yet. We had a good chat in mid lane week a few weeks ago. At our round table, that was actually round.
Which was the main production thing?
It was.
I had one question, or I have one question about the round table.
Yeah.
How did Perks manage to go from orange juice to water a few times?
Magic. See, what you don't know is Perks is a part-time magician. Ooh. And his magic tricks include editing orange juice into water.
And intentional feeding. In some games.
In some games. Only in solo queue, though. Only in solo queue.
Crowd gets it.
As we jump into Fnatic now, backing away from Baron. That overeager push has allowed Schalke to get some breathing room.
And I feel like Fnatic
so far behind.
Fnatic had a pretty serious talk with Daylor, we're gonna assume, about starting Barons when they probably didn't have to. You're already winning the map. Just keep pushing all the way down, take all these outer turrets, and then you can go Baron. Then you get your reward. Once you have taken them down, and keep setting Kikis up for success. You know, get him isolated in these lanes. And also use the Rift Hell buff on these towers. So great game again from Kikis in the side lane. And great matchup. Didn't really know where I was going with that one.
Yeah, it was good. You didn't need to add that. You just stopped. It was a good ending. Well, for Fnatic, you know, it just feels like it's the same again as game one. Just clearly better in the early game, clearly better in their decision making. Now we need to judge, can they fix the shot calling mistakes they made from game one? Right, and this is now an impact of both the team and the coach, as it is coach's week. We may actually have to ask the players what they talked about and who started making decision changes. Gilius forced to run away, manages to sidestep the double bomb stun.
And now Fnatic will just wait for Infernal Drake, pick that one up, get a third. It gets a lot easier going for Barons if you have like some Infernal Drakes helping you. Could have been Mountains, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. So with double or triple Infernal incoming, already decent scaling. Schalke have great scaling, but then you remove, or you have to remove the 24% from Fnatic, and suddenly it's not that great.
And the gold lead.
And the gold lead, obviously.
Yeah.
So it is very hard for Schalke to do anything. Kikis is going to continue pushing this lane, so there's free entrance to the Infernal Drake. Schalke might have to just go all in for a fight, and then if you lose the fight, well, then you would have lost the game anyway if you didn't. But it's so hard. Or they say, you know what, let's wait for that Baron. Let's wait for Baron, try and punish Fnatic at the Baron again, but giving up triple Infernal, it's almost impossible to win them.
I've not had the opportunity to cast Gangplank in a little while. Do you know what he upgraded his Cannon Barrage to? Would you like to know? I can tell you. He upgraded it to Fire at Will. Increases the number of shots of the duration. Third Infernal being picked up. Keep getting all these flashbacks to the last time we cast Gangplanks and all these little tidbits that we used to talk about.
You're 100% correct. Almost didn't think about the new upgrades, or the old upgrades from Gangplank. Different build, however, compared to when we used to have him back in the day, when you had Infinity Edge in every build. Now it is...
Oh, yes.
Or more often we see Trinity4's Ghost Blade, because Trinity4 no longer gives crit. So the only champion who's a bit mad about that is Gangplank. Probably some other champions out there, I forgot.
There we go. Fire at Will, Cannon Barrage, clearing out the wave in front of the inner turret. This will thwart Fnatic's siege for now. And Fnatic just going to peel away. Looking at the minion waves, not necessarily set up the greatest for that push, but I feel the Dragon was the objective, so that's what they were playing around. You can see bottom lane pushing out towards Schalke's inhib. And the next Dragon's going to be Cloud Drake. I wonder, do players at home think of weird names to explain the amount of dragon buffs you get? So for an example, if you've got 3 fires and a mountain, you could call it the Mordor buff.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And if you get 3 mountains and a cloud, you can call it Mount Everest. Right, you see where I'm going? I'm actually getting laughs for that.
I think you might be the only person who's sitting at home, wasting his life doing that kind of stuff.
Maybe that makes me the weird one, but like, I always think about just different ways that you can just visualize those sorts of things.
Yeah, I like to call them 3 infernals and 3 infernals and 1 mountain.
Okay.
And
that is literally the most boring thing you can do.
No, it is really simple because I care about communication.
Okay.
I care about communicating to my teams. I don't go like, oh, they got the Mordor buff, and like, what am my team saying?
They don't know efficient that is.
They don't know what you're talking about.
In 2 words, I can explain everything. You have to say they've got 3 infernals, and I think they've got a mountain. That'll be 4 dragons. And I'm just like, they've got Mordor buff.
You got to start the game explaining all these different names, and you then need your members or your teammates to remember the names. And Kikis doesn't care.
Just as proof that I'm right and you're wrong, Australia Lanes explains everything. Kikis is in trouble. Steve is running him down with the cannon barrage. Kikis continues to run away. Transcendent Blades gives him some sustain. I got 1 more for you and then I'm done, I promise. A single Mountain Drake is a Diglett. A triple Mountain Drake.
Yeah, we get it.
Is a Doug Trio.
Yeah. All right, let's get Sifa Pyro in here.
Okay, we'll tap out. We'll tap out.
I think, Trevor, you and I, we're done.
Yep, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Martin. Spirit, however, is not done.
Well, he is.
I'll take it back.
He's going to go back to Baron.
Yeah.
All right, come on. You got triple pink. You got triple infernal. It is Baron time. I know, Fnatic, last time you burned your hand, but Baron doesn't bite. It kind of spits on you in a weird way instead. Yep. But you can start it. Like, it's okay. You can start it and then disengage from the Baron and take the fight.
That's what they should do.
Nah, they're setting up the trap.
Playing the bait. Don't move. Don't move, Rekkles. Gilius is coming in.
Shh.
He needs to burrow.
Wait for it. They're moving in. Slowly. The weak prey moves close. The hunter is in the bush.
Oh.
And he's a Viking.
So who was the hunter?
Fnatic's the hunter.
That's actually true. Hunters do just hide in a bush and wait for something to walk in front.
And then they wait for something.
So the bait, the Fnatic Death Bush is a thing they've done many, many times across many, many years. Did not give them many, many kills.
No.
And Schalke continue to survive another day.
And man, Baron must be so confused. He's so used to getting attacked multiple times, like before 25 minutes. He's seeing all these pink wards around him, and no one is hitting him. Not a single person has walked in and even tapped that Baron on the shoulder. Fnatic, it is okay. You can do it. I believe in you.
You sound like a psychiatrist. It's okay, guys.
Please.
You can use the Baron.
I know it was an issue before. You got new confidence. Just get out there and meet the Baron. Be social with the Baron and then kill the Baron.
Well, Fnatic have got a 7,000 gold lead. Taking a look down the CS numbers, plus 30 in the top lane, plus 40 in the mid lane, plus 40 in the ADC, plus 40 in the jungle. Are you noticing a trend here?
Oh, I actually didn't listen because you were just talking about the CS difference.
I know, I'm just saying how in control Fnatic are. They're finally going to take down this inner turret because it doesn't look like enough wave clear. Although they're not pushing super hard for it. Instead, it's the rotation for top.
Yeah, they're not really pushing hard for anything right now. They're taking it very slow again, and they're playing it very safe. They understand how much control they have on the map, and it's just a matter of time before all the outer turrets are gone. So again, we can't really fault Fnatic.
Okay.
Like, they're playing it slow and steady and safe.
I mean,
but if they do start the Baron, again, you have an Olaf who can get sped up by a Zilean who can use his righteous glory. Like, you can rush at Schalke to just take the fight. Start the Baron to force the fight. Now you got all the outer turrets.
Thing is, there is a possibility at 30 minutes with Ghostblade Triforce, with Rylai's Void Staff, that the AoE from Gangplank Viktor Sivir could be problematic.
Yes.
So Fnatic cannot afford to make a mistake when they make that call.
I agree.
Okay, good.
I definitely agree. That's why you start it. And you have full vision, so when you see Schalke move in, you use that to then start the fight. And that's kind of your way. But they got all the outer turrets. That was great. They got triple Infernal. They can even take a Cloud Drake. And then we're ready for Elder Drake. And Fnatic have not risked anything. Almost 10,000 gold ahead. Yes, Schalke have great scaling. Schalke's win condition is reach like 4 items on your carries. And then try and win from there these late game teamfights, like in the last game. Yeah. Funny enough. They're getting towards it very slowly. Because they have like no map control. Like the minimap of Schalke right now is like the inhib turrets. So it's a little bit unfair.
I really like the analogy that you used earlier. It's like that scaling for them is good and there's benefits, but that scaling has to overcome the 24% from Infernal, plus the 8,000 gold from the gold deficit, plus the potential that's now going to land in their lap from a Baron if Fnatic can eventually make that play. But again, we do have to praise the good play, the clean, controlled play. It's low risk, low reward for the time being. And it will at least guarantee Fnatic a point. It will guarantee they maintain in the top 2.
Right. But we don't want to see the slow, risky, don't take any chances like at all, like not even a chance like start a Baron thing forever, because then it does buy time for Schalke. So I think now, like, keep Zilean mid, start the Baron with like 3 or 4 members, even add in the Zilean if you want, but like push one more wave in mid and then start it. Schalke have to like face check 2 or 3 push. There's one
sneaky ward.
Fnatic.
Schalke did not, Fnatic did not clear out that ward just behind the red bush.
Oh, Kikis, he's angry.
Barrel connects, cannon barrage out. Kikis doesn't want to fight in the barrage. He actually backs away. Pretty good damage from Steve.
Well, that's perfect now. You got the GP ulti, huge for a potential team fight. It is time, Fnatic. It is time. You start it, you take the fight once Schalke moves in. You don't take the 50-50, you take the fight.
And if they don't, disappointed Dad Deficio's back.
There we go. Rekkles over the wall.
He's not hit it yet.
Hit it. Hit it.
Needs a tank.
Hit it.
Blue trinket.
Ah, hit the wall instead.
You didn't specify.
True.
Yeah. We'll specify next time. Fnatic once again peel away from the Baron. They are so afraid of the Baron now.
Man, gangplank has no ulti.
And Kikis has not really pushed very hard on the bottom. Doesn't have the greatest of vision to keep trying to challenge Steve and try push Steve to the inhibitor. Instead, it's just about like buy a tent, get some s'mores, chill out there in the bush. Fnatic are getting real comfy.
Don't put up a lure in that bush or something. What's happening? Maybe they really like that bush.
Yeah. That might be the Pokestop.
Yeah. Because due to my previous point, it had to be a Pokestop. Anyway.
Is that what a lure means?
No, like you can only put it on Pokestops. Anyway, doesn't matter. They started the Baron. Yes! Hit it. Take the fight. Once Schalke moves in, Righteous Glory, speed up the Olaf, charge the back line. Actually, they waited long enough for GB to have ulti again.
And they've gone the wrong direction. Double bomb catches up MrRalleZ. He's down to 50% HP. Good pillar. Knocks sprattel over to the side. Fnatic looking to get more. They peeled from the Baron. Instead, the call is to teleport to the bottom lane. Kikis should be able to open up the inhibitor.
Steve can follow, though, if he wants to. Schalke are going for the fight.
Spirit's in a little bit of trouble, going low. Chrono Shift is available, and Febiven's got mana. Culling goes down. Glacial Fish is going to put a lot of pressure on this river. Chrono Shift was used onto Spirit. Rekkles forced to run away. Inhibitor's going down. In actual fact, the bombs have taken sprattel down. Spirit manages to take out Steve before going down himself, and Fox is running amok, chasing down YellowStar. Kikis, he's on the Nexus turret. He's going to get interrupted here by Gilius. Kikis is going to disregard Gilius for now.
He has triple Infernal Drake. He's still pushing the tower down. Good call from Fnatic with the teleport. And just kiting, ended up trading 2 for 2. So despite fighting 4v5, Fnatic goes even in the fight, takes the enemy base, even the damn blue buff.
Well, super minions and no Nexus turret. This is going to be beneficial for Fnatic.
Very interesting that Steve decided not to follow Kikis, but actually stayed. Schalke have no hard engage. Like, there's no real way for them to start a proper fight. It's on the Spirit, but he can just run away. Very early ulti from Febi, by the way. Ends up buying more time. Ready just buying time. They're only buying time. Could have been a kill on Gilius, but he missed the bomb. In the end, look at Kikis on your minimap. Taking down the base.
I mean, the call was so clearly for Fnatic to push the base.
These are the kind of calls Kikis made on G2 as well. Something we haven't seen like from Fnatic before. So without knowing 100% who makes the calls for Fnatic, I can safely say that this is the kind of call that Kikis likes to make, where he goes like, guys, just kite, I can take the base. And he goes for it straight away.
It adds another dimension of play to Fnatic, something that we have not seen from them, let's say, all year. So I like it. I would have liked it a few minutes earlier, personally.
I agree.
But it is still positive. The base is now open, and Fnatic still, they've not made a major risky play without getting something very beneficial in the process.
No, they've been taking everything on the way. Like, every jungle camp, every tower. Now, you want to keep Kikis on bottom side technically because you want to set up for Baron, but he doesn't have TP, so you actually want Febiven if you want to keep pushing that lane. I think you can just move Kikis to join your team, and you can start the Baron again just to get the team fight. But we've gotten to a point where there's more and more items on the side of Schalke. While Fnatic should still be able to win fights without any problems, 10,000 gold lead in Triple Infernal, we're still getting to a point where Schalke does have some damage.
Yeah, that window for margin of
like
error
this. This is
is terrifying.
Starting fight.
Look at him running after MrRalleZ. Delivers the bomb, and then he's forced to back away. Does not want to get taken down and get all the damage. Cannon barrage comes out from Steve, and the rest of Fnatic, they've peeled back to Baron.
Yeah, can start it again. Sprattel back in base. No ultis from Schalke. All they have to worry about is Gilius.
They're onto the Baron. We've had a ton of Baron steals already today. Gilius, can you be the hero that Schalke need? Can you be the hero that Schalke deserve? The Baron is secured by Fnatic. Gilius is taken down, and Kikis is looking for more. He jumps onto Steve, stuns him up with Equilibrium Strike. Not enough follow-up. One bomb comes down. Febi needs another. Time Warp comes out, and won't be able to get the stun.
Such a risky play in the end, but Fnatic managed to take down the Baron. This should be everything they need. Just pushing this 30 seconds on Gilius, take down that tower. It's taunting you, it's laughing at you, kill it. And open up the base even more. It took them some time. They decided to go for these Barons, and in the end actually ended up being pretty risky, but they take now everything from Schalke.
It'll count in the end. There's only one tower remaining. Schalke, 13,000 gold down. How close was this?
Let's see. Gilius, I'm not even sure if he got to smite in the first place. So it goes down. They don't stop DPS or anything. He's in the Baron pit. 700, and he gets smited around 483 by Spirit. That's just 2 smites, like, first almost. Gilius got to use his smite, but did manage to get the Baron. That was super close.
Yeah, Spirit was an extra level up at the very least.
Minimal
but
damage though.
It doesn't make a huge difference. Elder Drake.
This is it for Schalke. Win this or you are done for today, and you will get 1 point only.
Let's be fair. Even if they win that,
True.
They've got double supers in every lane.
I was trying to hype it.
No, I'm gonna be a realist here. I'm gonna be a realist here. Kikis flashes forward onto Fox. Gilius is in trouble down bottom. Kikis looking for Fox, but he's in a 1-on-3. Gets the kill in a 1-on-3. Gilius almost gives up his life as well. Here comes Spirit, Ragnarocking all over Schalke. Steve gets a single barrel out before Rekkles gets a double kill. The last towers drop, and Fnatic deconstruct Schalke in game 2.
One-sided game where Fnatic